What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me show. Happy Thursday night. Excited to have everybody here. Olivia, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
It's my damn pleasure. So good to have you. You betcha.
You betcha. Thank you.
You betcha. Yeah, that's what we do, yeah. Have you on a show and say, have you here. Yeah. Got God. It's the shirt of the show, folks. On sale till 9 p.m. Eastern. We did fairly well last night. I think we sold 2 of the I Love Dummies shirts, so we'll continue to do this, and I'll lose money just because I love you. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. We appreciate it. We can put a shirt on sale. 15% Got God. It's funny. The trademark of Got Milk reached out to me and said, you better take that off, and you better take off Got Milk, because if you do, so I put Got and I put a cow and a glass of milk next to it and an emoji, and they can't say shit. I'll tell you more about it when we get back. Happy Thursday night. We should be going live.
Yep.
Thank you.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, stop offering me. 'Cause I'm everything you want. Damn, show what you need. I won't tell no lies. Back up on the facts with truth. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's dad.
The DUM Club, folks, is available for everyone. Sending out quarterly gift boxes on the 24th. Monthly newsletter is going to be out. It's growing, slowly adding new content for you to peruse. Every month we have a special Zoom call with our members. It's a pretty cool thing. Give it a try. $10, $25, $50, various levels and prizes. God saves a puppy if you join the DUM Club.
Hi, Matthew. It's Judge Janine, and I wanted to congratulate you on the Don't Unfriend Me show at the DUM show. I was thinking about that whole thing the other day when I thought it was right after Donald Trump was elected that everybody on the left.
I guess Wimkin just decided to overrule Judge, so shit happens. Step into a Wimkin.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What's going on, Don't Unfriend Me Nation? Matthew Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me show. Oh, gosh darn it. I forgot Amy's cells. I apologize, babe. Hold on. I got to kick back over to this cell anyway because I want to get the shirts and shtiff so I can have that up. Where's the next one? Where's the next one? Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Almost done. Welcome to the Don and Fremy Show. We come so prepared, and you can see that tonight, obviously. We have a good show tonight. It's going to be, I think, a fun show. A lot of detail. Olivia's got a special little video that she wants to show. No, not that one.
No. Gotta go to my OnlyFans page for that one.
Yeah, there is no OnlyFans page. People will actually take you seriously, so you can't say that because Dom Izzo just basically went to OnlyFans like 3 seconds ago, and he's all over it like white on rice. The Got God shirt is on sale for the entire show. You got till 9 o'clock last night. It did. We had the dummies shirt on sale, and that went really well. People asked about the Dumb Nation hat. I'm considering putting it on. I like it. I think it looks cool under the lights. Big fan. We're not watching the president's presser. Well, Roxanne, you don't have to turn out the red lights. You walk the street for money and don't even care if it's wrong or if it's right. Roxanne!
What's up?
Hi, I'm Nancy. It's nice to meet you. I currently live in Boston, Massachusetts. By the way, where do you live? Inside of you.
Oh my gosh. What was that?
Inside of you. Let's see what she says. This is the picture. There's no fucking way. There's no way. There's no way that's Nancy. Nancy doesn't. If Nancy looked like Liv, you're done.
Okay. Just throw her in the middle. That's better.
Yeah, she's just it's just somebody randomly fucking texting me, so I'm gonna screw with them.
I got a text the other day
call
that
me
said,
baby.
"Hey, want a party?" I was like, oh,
"What do you mean?"
Kind of
oh, you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean. Call me baby. Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy. But here's my number. Call me maybe. What's our number? Quickly, somebody.
Oh, you hang on.
Hold
One
on.
second.
Did you just say Jew?
No, I said
It's a Jew.
Okay, 804.
Oh shit. Hold on. 804
212
212
2208.
2208.
I don't even have our daughter's phone number memorized. I don't memorize phone numbers anymore.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So I just put, you know what I mean. I want you get to know each other more first. Oh yeah. Call me now. Let's talk. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number. Call me maybe. I'm Nancy. How can I call your name? By dialing my number.
Nancy, how can I call your name?
By dialing my number,
people
baby.
Are so stupid.
By dialing my number, baby. Code 45. That's right. Get a slap a lemon ding dong. By dialing my number, baby. Folks, the Don't Unfriend Me shirt got God, because God would approve of this. This show is sanctified in all of its greatness. And you can buy the Got God shirt for 15% off. 15% off. That's not bad. Dude, these shirts last forever. They are comfortable as hell. What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my Mama Bear shirt.
Where's your Don't Unfriend Me shirt?
I didn't change.
Whatever.
For work.
Okay, so I don't know if Nancy's going to call. We're going to cross our fingers that Nancy calls, because I'm totally putting Nancy on the show. All right, so we got a lot to do. We'll screw around with Nancy. You know what? I should have her call Izzo. Izzo! Where's he at? Is he on?
I haven't seen him. I know he's on last night.
Oh, he's on. Yeah, he's on. We should have Nancy called. You know what? I bet you this is Dom. I bet it's Dom. 1716. Let's see. God. Hold on.
You don't have his name saved in your phone?
No, but it's not like it's that hard to get another phone. And he could be calling. It's from Buffalo. I don't know anyone from Buffalo. They've got a crap hockey team, so I don't know.
Buffalo Wild Wings?
The Buffalo Wild Wings. All right. Well, let's see. We got everybody on. All right, we're getting a bunch of people on. That's good. Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Good to have you here tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Olivia has what video are you sharing with us? You showed us early today. What is it?
Cooking with dogs. It's freaking hilarious.
Let's just pull the Band-Aid off and show that.
Oh my gosh. I almost peed myself when I was watching it today at lunch. It was hilarious.
Dom Izzo pays good money for that type of thing.
That's true.
So here's the thing. I want to be transparent with you guys. Def Leppard is coming to town. I've seen Def Leppard. How many times have we seen Def Leppard together?
3. And the kids have seen him once.
New Mexico. Continue without Rumble. Yeah, we just lost Rumble.
No, not Rumble.
Hold on. Just lost Rumble. Don't know why. It's not me. I didn't do anything. Is it loading?
I don't know. It's got a commercial on right now. Hang on.
No. Like, is Rumble loading?
Yeah, it loaded.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's not me. I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. So Rumble's down. So Rumble people, let them know to come on over here. Sorry, folks. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't stop the middle of the show. So anyway, Def Leppard's coming to town. 3 times? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We saw him in southern Albuquerque. And then we saw him at Northern at the Rio Rancho hotel thingy.
Yep.
And then we saw him with the kids in Houston. And you're telling me we haven't been to a 4th together? Okay, well, I've seen him like 13 times. Because I've seen Toll 17 times. That's my number one banjo thrower, Toll, I've seen. And Def Leppard at least 13. Because between the ages of 13 and like 21, I must have been there at least 10 times. I saw him at the Irving Gardens. I saw him in the round in Denver, Colorado, where Pour Some Sugar on Me was filmed. I mean, you literally see the chick with big tits who has the Union Jack on her. I'm right behind her, and my brother is right behind her. Problem is that you can see my brother, but you can't see me because I was short. But I was in Denver, Colorado. I saw him in California in San Diego. Saw him in Ventura County Fair. Saw him in Virginia Beach, twice, because they came in the first leg, and then Vivian, I think Vivian didn't have his cancer scare, but that was like the Steve Clark fiasco, and then they came back twice, and then I've seen him a shit ton of times. So
I guess Rumble's been having issues all day.
Okay, cool. I'm not going to worry about it. I love Rumble, but they don't pay me shit. So no offense, but I don't have time. So we've got plenty of channels for people to come to. And if they hate it, then go to Spreely, which never has problems. Well, it does, but it's usually because of us. Anyway, I guess, maybe. Who knows? Welcome, Wimkin people. So here's the thing. So we were going to go to Def Leppard, and tickets are $75 a pop. And we're like, okay, that's fine. Because we've been to Def Leppard and we've spent $300-400 on tickets. I mean, the last tickets we had were pretty much VIP seats, and those were like $600 a piece. And that was in Houston, and we were probably 30 feet from stage on the mezzanine. It was perfect seats; they were beautiful. Anyway, so we were going to do it, and then Hayden goes on her phone and she finds them, and we're like, let's go do this. We got to do something this summer, and money's tight, but let's go do it. And so they did $300 for tickets, which is fine. The total was $475. They charged $175 in taxes and fees.
I don't get that.
$175 in taxes and fees, and we're like, what in the name of God? So that's how they get you now. Yeah, Lauren says, you've been here in Diego? Yeah, I lived on California and Santa Barbara Street, in between those two. I don't remember what the street was called. I was only for like 3 months. And then I was COM 7th Fleet, so I did some TDY outside of Coronado as well. So yeah, I know San Diego really well. Yeah. I mean, not like I know Ventura, but yeah, I know I know all up and down the 101 from, pretty much San Francisco all the way down to San Diego. I know it fairly well. I used to surf all the way up and down South Jetty, Silver Strand, OB, Dog Beach, Huntington, all up and down there. South Jetty, yeah, all over there. Anyway, so yeah, so Def Leppard is one of my favorite bands of all time, and Olivia and I just fucking love Def Leppard. Big fans. I've been a fan since On Through the Night. Which nobody ever like, what? Who? And a lot of people don't know is Def Leppard is one of the oldest touring bands of all time. In fact, they are one of the most successful touring bands of all time. It was between them and Fleetwood Mac was the most successful touring bands of all time. And I think Fleetwood Mac, it dropped out because obviously they broke up and Def Leppard's still touring. So Def Leppard is like one of the top touring bands of all time for as far as length, overall sellouts. And they still sell out, 30, 40,000 arena. They're incredible. They put on a great show. They're still fantastic. And we really wanted to go see them. And then it was like to drive there 2 hours and then 2 hours back and then $475 for tickets. It was kind of like, you know what, kids, let's just go to the beach. Let's just go to the beach and we'll play Def Leppard on the beach. So then Olivia goes, funny. Well, since I'm on the show tonight, it should be a really good donation night. So if we have a really good donation night, we'll go. And of course, she has to rub it in because last night it was like, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks.
This.
Whatever. So yeah, you can strip for tickets. I'm totally cool.
I'm not stripping.
I love Def Leppard. We're big fans. And yeah, I mean, Rick Allen with one arm is incredible. And what he can do is to completely relearn a talent and realize that your arm is gone and to use your feet and still be able to navigate the kick drum and use your foot. Now, he's never going to be able to do what he used to do. And Rick Allen wasn't the most amazing drummer ever, right? He was just a very solid drummer. But the fact that he can do still Switch 625, and Olivia and I have seen him, and I've seen him do Switch 625 for a bunch of times because they always do it in the show. And his just ridiculous drum solo, they've had interviews with him where he burns like 350 to 400 calories during that solo.
He's always barefoot.
Yeah, always barefoot. Anyway, it's an interesting thing. So we're a big fan. Anyway, so that's basically it. So yes, obviously, Olivia. And we'll put her center stage. If you go to linktapgo.com/thedumshow, we are quite behind on our goal for the month. But that's okay. It's the 11th. We're about $230, $330 behind. But that's okay. We're trying to hit a monthly goal every time so we can keep the show free. Facebook took back our revenue and said, nope, you can't have it anymore. And it went to everybody. They took rights manager away from everybody. So we're working on that for you to help us, and we'll help you. We'll continue to provide a great product if you can help us out. God shirt. Lawrence just picked one up and used his 15% off.
Thanks, Lawrence.
Lawrence, we appreciate you. Thanks so much. Good to have you pick up that shirt. It's a good one. I'll get it sent out probably tomorrow, and it will be there. They come real fast. Let's see. We've also got Sarah donating to the show. So we'll put those two in and then we'll get going. So Liv, your dog video, set this up for everybody so they know what the hell is happening here.
Well, I was just at lunch today at work and I just happened to go on Facebook real quick because on my lunch break I do. Thanks, Sarah. And this just popped up when I opened Facebook and it's cooking with dogs. And I was like, okay, let's take a look at this. And I just died laughing. I was laughing out loud at work watching this. It's so funny. And I showed the kids and I thought Ethan was going to die.
Ethan
kept watching it over and over again.
Yeah, Ethan gets the belly laughs and uncontrollable. He's got the giggle thing going on. Lawrence, we consider a t-shirt a donation, so we appreciate you. $29.72. Once again, the 15% off eats into it because we give 15% to you and then 10% to the Travis Manion Foundation, which basically leaves about $1 left. But that's okay. We don't care. Someone had a great idea. Do this every night so people can get shirts at a little discounted price. We would appreciate maybe if you buy more than one. not just the shirt of the night, because there's hundreds of great shirts, coffee mugs, hats. It's all quality product. So there's stickers there and stuff like that. So maybe instead of just buying one hat, maybe you could buy a couple, and you get the shirt for the 15% off, and then you can pick up a couple of other things, and we would appreciate it. All right, Lawrence, I'm glad. That's awesome. All right, so let's watch this video. Olivia is excited about it, obviously.
I just thought it's nothing political. It's just a feel-good, hilarious video that I just thought would be a change of pace.
Okay, well, let me get you in the screen, and then we're gonna watch it. Okay, you sent me the link, yeah?
Yeah, as a messenger.
Oh, see, here's Nancy. She didn't answer. Oh, I'm Nancy. How can I call your name? Listen, if you're going to troll me, could you please just do it with some...
Correctly.
Just do it right. I mean, come on, man. How stupid do you have to be? All right, so Olivia sent it to me. Let's see. I don't have it.
Via Messenger, because it was from Facebook.
I can't get on Messenger on the computer. Text me.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, I don't put Messenger on this computer. I don't put mobile platforms on my computer. There's no reason. So why don't you, since you're completely unprepared, send that to me as well. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this. I think I can. I think I can copy it. Did you send it?
I'm trying. I don't know how to.
You put "this is hilarious" just now.
Yeah, I know. I copied the wrong thing.
You're not very good at this.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna get it before you.
Yep, I can't do it. Let me see.
I already got it.
Okay. You're better than me.
You got to go to more.
Oh.
This is LAD Bible.
Yes. They do some funny stuff.
Okay, what's the name of what's the name of it? It's gonna be easier here. Well, I'm listening. What?
It's LAD Bible on.
Yeah, I know.
Facebook.
But what's the name of the video, sweetheart?
Australia. Let me think.
Australia, beagles, stuff, eating, food. Okay, there it is. I already got it. Turn that off.
Okay.
Turn it off.
Got it.
Sorry, folks. We were prepared. Okay, we're not watching all 3 minutes of this. I don't have the time for that. And you know, funny stuff is okay. Okay, here's the sound. Okay, here we go. I know. This guy doesn't sound Australian. He sounds French.
No, he doesn't.
All right, I got to turn this down because I'm going to get copyright struck on the song. So we're just going to watch, okay? So he's making carrot cake. And when those dogs put on about 10 pounds, they are going to be a terror.
The one on the left just cracked me up. The one on the right's so darn cute. See, the one on the left.
I love the rut trying to get involved.
Blueberries and coconut sprinkles.
Blueberries on carrot cake. Come on. I guess the citrus taste of blueberries would counteract the tang of the carrot, I guess.
Stole the whole thing. And then they sit there and they wait until...
That kitchen is tiny. Do you remember when our kitchen was that small?
I do.
Holy crap. All right, this is great.
Oh, it was hilarious.
So,
just so funny. I thought it was hilarious.
So I appreciate you sending that. That's actually quite funny. A couple things going on today. Joe Biden was in the news. Go figure. Go figure. It's a beagle. Did I say bagel?
Yes, it's a beagle.
Did I say bagel?
I don't know.
It's a bagel because it was a cooking show. Folks, keep up. Seriously, just keep up. Yeah, beagles are, I've always wanted a beagle since I watched Three's Company, the Regal Beagle. And I was always like, oh, beagles sound awesome. And they're cute, man. They're cute puppies. And they always remind me of like Sherlock Holmes. I know that's a basset hound, but still cool. I've heard they're a pain in the ass. Have you asked viewers if they would like dumb keychains? Viewers, would you like dumb keychains? You know, the interesting thing is We're working on the Dumb Club, by the way, trying to find out why you guys don't have access. But listen to me. The Dumb Club is in a trial phase. If something isn't working, you need to let me know. I can't fix it if I don't know. So found out that nobody has access to the Cost Club, which is run by Spreely. So we're getting it fixed. Terry's getting it fixed. Stay on top of me on it. We'll have an answer here shortly. On the show tonight, we've got quite a bit. Let's start off with something that I think pretty much sums up this entire election for Joe Biden. We obviously saw what happened with Nancy Pelosi last night and her reaction. Biden had a chance to introduce Zelensky, and I'm going to show you the first 34 seconds, then I'm going to show you. So remember this. After the... hold on. Yeah, sorry, folks. Got to stay on top of these. Someone didn't leave their name. Oh, yeah, they did. I got it. I can be... You guys try to get clever, but it doesn't work. You guys try to get all sly, but I'm good at this. So let me put this in. So you saw on the debate, obviously, and it was a complete meltdown, right, Liv? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. So everyone's like, yeah, well, let's see how he's going to do at the NATO meeting. I'm like, thank you, Tina.
Thanks, Tina.
In the end, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? If he stands up there and he's like Jesus on stilts, and he sounds like a cross between Icknine Belina from freaking John F. Kennedy and Obama and Mark Twain, that still doesn't fix inflation. It doesn't fix the border. It doesn't fix the geopolitical situation. It doesn't fix fentanyl. It fixes none of it. Who cares? I don't care if Joe Biden is senile. If we were running a 1.2 inflation rate, if the Fed was down to a 2.25 to 2.75 on a 30-year fixed, if interest rates were down, if lending was up, if fentanyl deaths were down, if we weren't in a quagmire with Iran and China and Russia and frickin' Israel, if we were sending all of our money overseas, if we weren't struggling to identify what a man and a woman is, I would vote for him. I shit you not. If everything like that was good and dialed in like Trump, I'd be like, guys, we're just going to stick with what we're doing because it's working and I don't care. It's not. So it's a moot point. I was like, you'll vote for Joe Biden? If all those things were checked off, sure. But if my grandmother had balls, she'd be my grandfather. So it's not going to have, it's a whole bunch of ifs. But the point is, it's not like that. In fact, it's nothing like that. So who cares? Even if he crushed it today, which he didn't, of course he screwed up. It's Joe Biden. They've had him under lock and key for 16 months. He has not done a presser in 16 months. Is he done with his presser right now?
He's doing it right now.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah,
now careful. Okay, when you say that, make sure it's for real, right?
I've got multiple sources on all different channels are saying he is on.
All right. Well, then you know what? I'm going to go into it because I want to hear it. Is it going to be on the Ingram? Let's find out.
No commitment to NATO.
Here we go.
He's made it clear.
All right, let's do
that
it.
He would feel no obligation.
We got all night. We can do this.
Article 5. He's already told Putin and I
them when he's standing next.
Historic figure.
Their play is obviously, which it is for so many.
Announcement, I believe.
Good job on being right.
They're not even offhandedly.
Only happens every once in a while, but
it looks like I'm right on.
Attacked by all of us. We should never forget.
Truth, even if that comes with some mean tweet.
See, here's the thing. It doesn't matter, right? Because it's before 9 o'clock at night. I want to see him at 10 o'clock at night. I want to see him at 3 a.m. I want to see him at 5 a.m. The debate proved that, but let's listen to it, right? Let's listen to it.
That in 2016, you can be into that in 2024.
Shut up.
The Fox News alert President Biden walking out and the long-delayed news conference. Let's watch.
We just concluded this year's NATO summit, and the consensus among the members was it was a great success. It's especially momentous because it represented the 75th year, the most important military defense alliance in the world.
He's on teleprompter. My 2-year-old can read a teleprompter and I don't even have one. Come on. Do a presser. Answer questions. Don't have a teleprompter. If you can't do this on the fly, extemporaneously, look it up.
I don't even know what that word is or how to spell it. How am I supposed to look?
I think it's extemporaneous. I never do this. Why do I? This happens once a year. Raneously. And spell it. Extemporaneously, which means I'm going to tell you. It's something on the fly and on the cusp in the heat in the fly of the moment. Make sense?
Yes.
So it's non-planned. It's spontaneous.
Our lovemaking.
Oh, don't tease me. Not now. Come on. Please. Folks, we got to go. It's been a good show. We appreciate it, and good night.
Adjusting transmitter output.
All right, we're back. So let's watch the rest.
Important military defense alliance in the world's history of the world. We should never forget that NATO grew out of the wreckage of World War II, the most destructive war in history. The idea was to create an alliance of free and democratic nations that would commit themselves to a compact of collective defense. Standing together, they knew we'd all be safer. An attack on one would be treated as an attack on all.
All right, dude. I don't have time for your shit. Let's get to the off the prompter.
Some of you remember.
I don't want to hear anything except off the prompter. I've heard all this shit before.
America can't do $2,500.
Why are you always yelling at everybody? What's wrong with you, cranky bastard?
Second, our efforts to secure the border, southern border, is working.
No, it's not, dude.
After Trump killed the bipartisan effort to secure the border.
How can he kill it? How can he kill a bill? He's a civilian. How can he kill a bill? Oh, he said that they shouldn't do it. Okay, so he used influence. Why did he say that? Well, I don't know, 16% of the entire bill went to the United States, and the rest of it went overseas. It had nothing to do with a border bill. You fucking... Oh, sorry.
Partisan effort to secure the border,
Republicans
Republicans and Democrats had worked on, because he thought it would benefit me and make him a loser. Republicans, the G7. That framework is now agreed on by both Israel and Hamas. So I sent my team to the region to hammer out the details. These are difficult, complex issues.
Nancy Pelosi's in the audience. You may not want to say hammer out the details. It's a little insensitive, Joseph.
To get this deal done and bring an end to this war, which should end now.
Why?
Let me conclude where I began. We're the United States of America. We are the indispensable nation. Our leadership matters. Our partnerships matter. This moment matters. We must rise to meet it. With that, I'll take your questions. I've been given a list of people to call on here.
I've been given my marching orders. Like these questions. If you've been assigned someone to ask, you stupid prick, then you have been, they have been given the question and the answer ahead of time. This is so fucking phony. The fact that he has to look at that list and not know the order of the people he's calling demonstrates that this guy can't be president. He has the memory of a frickin' pigeon. I don't know what to tell you, folks. Give me a break.
Mr. President, your political future has hung over the NATO summit a little bit this week. Speaker Pelosi made a point of suggesting that your decision on whether to stay in the race was still open. George Clooney and a handful of lawmakers have called on you to step aside.
Why do we care about George Clooney? Is there like an Ocean's 14 coming or something? What's going on? He's a political fat cat for the Democrats. Who cares what he thinks?
And a handful of lawmakers have called on you to step aside. Reuters is reporting tonight that UAW leadership is concerned about your ability to win.
UAW just endorsed me, but go ahead.
Thank you. My question for you is, how are you incorporating these developments into your decision to stay? And
UAW endorsed you like 7 months ago, and there's been a lot of proverbial shit out of the horse until then. And unless you can stuff it back inside, UAE is not endorsing you.
And separately.
United Auto Workers Union, okay?
And separately, what concerns do you have?
Mike, how long of a listen, I'm not 80 fucking 9 years, 90, 110, and I would forget this question. Will you just answer? What is this? The fucking Miss America contest? So your first question is in 16 parts in 3 different languages. The second part is going.
Vice President Harris's ability to beat Donald Trump if she were at the top of the ticket.
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice.
Oh my God. I mean, how the fuck do you drop the ball before the game even starts? Like, we haven't even had kickoff yet. And it's like, ladies and gentlemen, ABC presents fumble on the 1 yard line. Holy shit, that happened quick, Al.
Qualified to be president. So let's start there. Number one, the fact is that the consideration is that I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again. Secondly, the idea, I served in the Senate a long time.
What?
The idea that senators and congressmen running for office worry about the ticket is not unusual.
Does he have another cold lag? Is that what's going on? He's got another cold? Another cold? Cold lag, cold lag, cold lag. Koosh-lash, koosh-lash, koosh-lash. Name the movie. Help me help you. Help me help you. Rod, help me help you. Jerry, I think we're finally talking. Show me the money.
Oh, yep, got it.
There are at least 5 presidents running or incumbent presidents who had lower numbers than I have now.
What?
Later in the campaign.
What?
So there's a long way to go.
No, that's not true. Nobody has won re-election 6 months out with these favorability numbers ever in U.S. history. Ever. Never. Not once. Nope, never. And not only is it that has never happened, you have the lowest by 6% than any other president in U.S. history. No person has been re-elected, incumbent or else, challenger, losing the swing states in the polls the way you are, has ever won before. You're lying.
This campaign. And so I'm just going to keep moving. Keep moving. And because, look, I got more work to do. We got more work to finish. There's so much, we made so much progress. Think about it. Think about where we are economically relative to the rest of the world. Name me a world leader who wouldn't want to trade places with our economy. We've created over 800,000 manufacturing jobs, 1.5 million. I mean, so things are moving.
Jamming? 1.5 jamming?
You know, the thing.
What the fuck is a jamming?
It's Japanese and Korean. I told you it was in 3-part. He was answering him. Jamming!
Oh,
Need help. Corporate greed is still at large. And their prices, the corporate profits have doubled since the pandemic. They're coming down. And so I'm optimistic about where. Danny Kemp, AFP.
God, this is fucking painful. You guys, this is fucking over. Like Kamala is remember when I said they can't replace him unless it was Kamala because of the funding and the money, $128 million plus overextended within the first 90 days would be another like $370 million. Kamala's going to step in. At this point, it just makes sense. You're not going to win with this fucking guy. There's just no fucking way. You might as well just like throw the lambs to the lions because that's where they're at. This This was supposed to be his shining moment. This was supposed to be his big boy meeting. His big boy presser is what they said. He was going to put his big boy pants on and show us all what was going on. This is horrendous.
Thanks. Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to ask you about you mixed up Presidents Zelensky and Putin earlier today. And you now have sort of your key allies, including the British.
Oh, my God.
Key allies, including the British Prime Minister, the President of France, and the German Chancellor having to step in.
Look at his face. It's not frozen. It's not fucking frozen.
Saying off the record that your decline has become noticeable. Hasn't this now, frankly, become damaging for...
Listen here, you limey fuck. I got 1,776 reasons to take you behind the barn and kick your ass like corn pop. How dare you, you tea drinking bad teeth mother thumper?
You dog-faced pony soldier.
You dog-faced pony soldier. You look like Margaret Thatcher's ass.
You become damaging for America's standing in the world. Thank you.
Did you see any damage to our standing by leading this conference?
What?
Have you seen a more successful conference? What do you think? And the Putin piece, I was talking about Putin, and I said, and now, at the very end, I said, Putin, I said, no, I'm sorry, Zelensky.
Oh, my fucking Lord. Sorry, Lord's name in vain. Can you say Lord? Can you say?
Yes.
Okay, like Lord and Lady Chantabelli?
Or you could do Jesus H. Roosevelt Christ.
No, she doesn't say Jesus.
Yes, she does. That's her thing.
Jesus H. Roosevelt. Oh, she does? No, that's sacrilegious. You can't do it. You can say Lord. Like Lord and Lady Chantilly. Chantilly lace, what a pretty face. Got a little smile. Okay.
And then I added 5 other names. Look, guys.
Oh, my God.
The idea anybody suggests that we haven't had an incredibly successful conference.
Folks, please donate to the show. I need to drink. And I drink Johnny Walker Blue, and that shit's expensive. So whiskey ain't going to do it. I need scotch. I need my Johnny Walker Blue. And please donate and make it good. Thank you. linktapgo.com/The Dumb Show. We need a good night. I also want to go to Def Leppard.
How many times did you hear in that conference, I know it sounds too self-serving, but other leaders, heads of state, in thanking me, saying the reason we're together is because of Biden?
Okay, I got to interrupt. If I'm the next news person, this is what I would say. If I would go to the most senior person on staff, okay? And that person should stand up and say, Mr. President, we thank you for your time, but I think I speak for everyone here. We don't have any more questions. If we do, we'll send them to the press secretary. Have a good evening. Thank you for your time. And just end the fucking end it. End it. To save face for the United States of America, end it. But they won't do that because they're a bunch of piranha. I don't get off on this. I don't like this. I don't like seeing a president who reflects on us look like this. I don't care that it's Joe Biden. I've never met the man. I don't have any animus towards him other than his policy. I know a lot of people hate his guts and hate his family. I just don't give a shit. But somebody needs to pull the plug. Okay? This guy cannot lead this country. All kidding aside, this has nothing to do with Republican and Democrat. This is not about party politics. This is not a geopolitical situation. This is not an economic situation. He can't do the job. He can't do the job. There is no more dialogue around this. That's it. I will be surprised if he does not. Remember, I said replaced is a lot different than resigned. But this is going to be really hard for him not to resign after this. My Lord.
Look, folks, this is, well, anyway, I thought it was the most successful conference I've attended in a long time, and find me a world leader who didn't think it was.
Well,
next one.
You know the
sorry,
thing.
Nancy Cordes,
anyway.
CBS.
Thank you, Mr. President. You mentioned other instances in history where presidents have faced a challenge. But what makes this moment in history so unique is that it is not your enemies who are calling on you to reconsider your decision to stay in the race. It's your friends, supporters, people who think you've done a great job over the past 4 years. Have you spent time thinking about what it would mean for your legacy, which you've worked decades to build, if you stay in the race, despite the concerns that voters say they have, and you lose to someone who you yourself have argued is unfit to return to the Oval Office?
Well, look, I'm not in this for my legacy.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kev.
I'm in this to complete the job I started. As you recall, understandably, many of you and many economists thought my initial initiatives that I put forward can't do that. It's going to cause inflation. Things are going to skyrocket. The debt's.
They did, you stupid son of a bitch. What the? That's exactly what happened, dude. Thanks, BK. That's exactly what happened. Where the fuck have you been? Help me understand how 9.6 inflation and on a trajectory to 10.3 isn't that your policies created inflation, higher inflation. What? You have stimulated the Fed. You have made 8 raises on interest rates. You have put a kibosh on the economy. You have throttled small businesses. You have stopped lending in an effort to decrease inflation. The moment that you lift that, inflation goes right back up because everyone knows it's on the bubble. Everyone knows this is a pseudo fix. The American dollar is worth shit compared to where it was in 2020, even under COVID. Inflation was sub 2, even during Trump's presidency. And the moment you took over and started adding regulation to business and putting Obama's old policies in place, inflation started to rise. Why? Because the free market couldn't work. So what did you do instead of lifting regulation? You put more interest rates on the banks and on the lenders and on the people to quash them from borrowing more money. When that is antithetical to a free market, you sanctimonious dick. I can't stand it. I can't. I need to get drunk.
Go up.
I need to get drunk.
I might have a
What are
hit
you
pour me a
hearing
glass
now?
of wine.
I need to get
From
drunk.
mainstream economists. 16 economic Nobel laureates said I've done a hell of a job. That under my plan so far and what's going to happen in the future if I'm reelected, that things are going to get much better. Our economy is growing. I was determined when I got elected to stop the trickle-down economic theory. That if the wealthy did very well, everybody else would do well. My dad was a well-read, decent guy. I don't remember much trickling down on his kitchen table. Middle-class people and working class.
That's because he didn't have China greasing his wheels. Thank you, Deborah.
People need help. And so
Deborah
what
just
happened
bought her
is I
Got
decided
God
to
shirt.
implement was
15% off, saved a pretty decent amount. And she is a proud new owner of the Got God shirt. You can get that at the Don't Unfriend Me store at thedumshow.com if you would like. All you have to do is stop over there and use code GOD15 to get your brand new shirt. The shirt of the day. There it is. The Got God shirt.
was able to implement as president what I believed when I was a senator. And that is that the way to build this economy is from the middle out and the bottom up. That way we grow the economy. And the wealthy still do very well. They do fine. And guess what? Find me an economist, a mainstream economist who said we haven't.
Sounds like Bill Cosby. And guess what? We call him the informer.
Isn't working right now. And so we got more to do, though. We got to finish the job. And by the way, I come from the corporate state of the world. Delaware has more corporations
No, you don't.
Registered in Delaware
You've
than
never had
every
a
other state.
fucking job in your life. You've never worked for any corporation. You're full of shit. You also said that Delaware has a very large black population. How many times Delaware is a shithole?
I was just going to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth.
It's a complete shithole. The only thing good in Delaware is the methamphetamines and property values. Because the moment you buy something, well, that's not even good. Let's be honest. We couldn't even get homes approved in Delaware because we would put a $30,000 roof on a $110,000 home and banks would laugh at us. Laugh at us. Delaware's a shithole. Oh, no, it's a shithole. So for him to sit here and say, I come from the corporate, no, you don't. No, you've never had a job in your life. Okay? So when are the lies going to stop?
Delaware than every other state in the nation combined. I'm not anti-corporate, but corporate profits have doubled since the pandemic. Doubled. It's time things get back in order a little bit. It's time, for example, if I'm reelected.
Profits have not doubled. This is how stupid this guy is. In 2020, I was making $1. I would invest 25 cents to make $1. Liv, are you following me?
Yes.
Then in 2024, I have to invest $2 and it costs me 50 cents. Have my profits doubled?
No.
Listen to it again. 25 cents, I make $1. I invest 50 cents, I make $2. Have they doubled? Yes.
But you got to put more into it.
It's not. No, it's not that. It's the same amount. If I put a quarter and get $1, and then I put another quarter and get $1, it's the same thing. The difference is that's not what's happening. What's happening is it was a quarter to make $1. Now it's 50 cents to make $1, and it costs me $1 to make $2. You may have doubled your sales, but you haven't doubled your profits because it costs more to make the same amount of money. Oh my God. Let's get Kamala in here. I can listen to Venn diagrams for at least another 3 months.
Sure that rents are kept at 5% increase. Corporate rents for apartments and the like and homes are limited to 5%. We're going to make a lot of changes that I've been talking about because we're going to continue to grow.
Stacey, don't leave. Why would you leave? You have to hear this.
No. She's got to leave for personal reasons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's good. No, she's not mad at this. She already came in and said she could only stay for a few minutes.
Okay, no, I was like, come on, don't leave. I mean, shit, guys, don't leave.
Because we're going to continue to grow this economy. And by the way, remember how I got so roundly criticized for being so pro-union, not labor, union. Well, guess what?
Guess what?
I've been the most pro-union labor president in history. Not a joke. And guess what?
Guess what?
We had the Treasury Department do a study. When unions do better, everybody does better.
Stop whispering. Fuck, you grump. Just stop, dude. Stop. God.
And we talk about how, for example, remember when we talked about getting the computer chip industry back in the United States? Used to be 40% of the industry. We invented the chip. 40% of the industry was in the United States. And former presidents decided that the best way to do it is find the cheapest labor in the world, send the product over there and import what the product was.
Thanks, Ramon. We appreciate you, Bubba.
I was told not to go over
Thanks
to
for
Europe,
picking up a shirt.
to Asia, including Europe, but Asia. And I remember going to South Korea, convincing them to invest $20 billion in the United States to build computer chip factories. And I asked why when they finally decided to do it. And the answer was because you have the safest economy in the world and you have the best workers in the world. So the whole idea here is...
Where the hell did my screen go?
We've invested, there's over $50 billion in investment in computer chip manufacturing just coming into being. None of you thought that would happen. But it's happening. It's happening. And it's going to grow economies all through. And by the way, red states and blue states. Matter of fact,
Angela, thank you so much. Angela, are you sure? Because that means a great deal to us, and we thank you so very, very much. But I'm not going to read what you wrote, but just remember, you have to live, you have to take care of yourself, So don't overextend. I'm glad that you got some money coming in. I think that's awesome. Just remember, that's your retirement. That's you. We appreciate you. Just don't overextend, people. Okay, that's all I ask. I appreciate you so very much. So thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Andrew.
That's a lot of money. So we appreciate
really
you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
There's as much in red states as in blue states. I've made no distinction. So my generic point is that the idea that we can't continue to build and grow the economy, make it fairer. And like I said, from my standpoint, when the middle class does well,
please do a debate. Please.
That's when the whole economy grows. The poor have a shot, the wealthy do well, but the wealthy got to start paying their taxes.
As a follow-up, sir, you mentioned that your Vice President Kamala Harris would be
who makes. I'm going to make a generic point. I'm going to make a complete mundane and useless point, folks. It's very vanilla. I'm the president of the United States, and I've got vanilla ideas. We're going to sell this vanilla generic DuPont plastic idea that is as homely as a woman who has been butt kissed by an oak tree. Because she's a dog-faced pony soldier. What the fuck is he talking about?
Hey, did Nancy text you back yet? 'Cause that's more interesting.
ready to
No, I blocked her ass. I said, show me your boobies, and she didn't, so I blocked her.
on day one. Can you elaborate on that? What is it about her attributes and her accomplishments over the last 4 years that make her ready to serve on day one if necessary?
First of all, the way she's handled the issue of freedom of women's bodies to have control over their bodies. Secondly, her ability to handle almost any issue on the board. This was a hell of a prosecutor. She was a first-rate person, and in the Senate, she was really good. I wouldn't have picked her unless I thought she was qualified to be.
She was the second most progressive senator in Congress, more so than Amy Klobuchar, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. The only person who was worse as far as a progressive record in the House and the Senate was Tulsi Gabbard, the one that everybody wants Trump's VP. Lauren says, easy, Matt. What did I say? What did I say? I don't know. He said easy, Matt. I don't know.
It was after you asked for boobies or something.
Oh, come on. Liv knows better than that. I wouldn't ask her. Come on.
I made no bones about that. She is qualified to be president. That's why I picked her. Felicia Schwartz, Financial Times.
Thank you, Mr. President.
If anyone asks any other question than fit to serve, mental acuity, Kamala Harris, why are you in this? What are you going to change? How's it going to get any better? Who is in your cabinet? Who's making these decisions? If you ask any other question, you should be fired on the spot.
Is the most straining job in the world, and it's 24/7. How can you say you'll be up for that next?
Thank you, Angel.
Say you'll be up for that next year, in 2 years, in 4 years, given the limits you've acknowledged that you have.
What are you laughing at?
Amy Stancombe's comment.
What did she say? Tell me.
She just made two boobies.
Oh, she did. Look at this. Two boobs.
Oh my gosh, Amy. Oh, you made me laugh.
The limits you've acknowledged that you have today.
The limits I've acknowledged I have?
There's been reporting that you've acknowledged that you need to go to bed earlier and your evening around 8.
That's not true. Look, what I said was, instead of my every day starting at 7 and going to bed at midnight, it'd be smarter for me to pace myself a little more. And I said, for example, the 8, 7, 6 stuff, instead of starting a fundraiser at 9 o'clock, start at 8 o'clock. People get to go home by 10 o'clock. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not.
What did you just say?
He said he wants to make his fundraisers earlier so people at his fundraisers can get to bed and get home early. Right. How selfless. Thank God you fundraise all the fucking time instead of running the country so we can worry about. That's like me saying, folks, donations, we really need them tonight. Okay, we've reached our goal. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you later. Give me a break.
Look at my schedule since I made that stupid mistake in the campaign in the debate. I mean, My schedule has been full bore. I've done, where's Trump been? Riding around in his golf cart, filling out his scorecard before he hits the ball.
Yeah, what do you want him to do? He's running for president. He's ahead. What is, you stayed in the basement for fucking over a year and a half. He's ahead. What do you want him to do? He's doing everything he can. And why would he interrupt the news cycle when you are literally hanging yourself? Not only are you hanging yourself, you're building the gallows. You're crocheting the freaking executioner's hood. You're sharpening the axe. You're getting your own headstone. Joe Brandon, 1901 to 2024. Loved by, I don't know because I can't remember. And you're going to sit here and hit Trump? We're not talking about Trump. We're talking about you. We know what we get with Trump. He's the same guy he was in 2006. Actually, he's a little better. We're not talking. In that report, I wouldn't let him off. What? Congratulations. It's now 0 days since you mentioned Trump. Start your focus again tomorrow. There's no reason to mention Trump right now. They're talking about you. God.
Where he hits the ball. I mean, look, he's done virtually nothing. And I don't know how many, don't hold me to it, roughly 20 major events. Someone with thousands of people showing up.
What?
And so
what?
I just think it's better. I always have an inclination, whether I was playing sports or doing politics, just to keep going, not stop. I just got to just pace myself a little more.
Yeah, I heard he won the Heisman Trophy, right?
And the next,
won the Heisman Trophy in aquatics, lifeguarding, and plagiarism. It's very, very important. All American, so to speak. All Chinese American.
time zones a week before. Anyway, that's what it was about. That's what it was about. And by the way, even with that, I love my staff, but they add things all the time. At the very end, I'm catching hell from my wife for that. Anyway.
What? They add things, so I'm catching hell from my... What?
So your wife is running the country? Yeah. Did you just say that your wife is mad at you for doing your job? Dude, this is gold. Donald Trump is going to fucking crucify him. So you're like, well, there's one thing Melania doesn't do. Melania doesn't tell me what to do. Give me a break. Jill gets mad at me when I work too much. Oh my God. It's got to be really hell on his Matlock and Wheel of Fortune episodes, I tell you.
Catching hell from my wife for that. Anyway.
Dude, do you know, if they turned and faced the reporters, people would be like this. Oh my God. There'd be people drinking, shooting heroin, doing whatever, just trying to cope, right? Sleeping. Holy shit. $50. Thank you so much. $50. We appreciate you, Canada.
Somebody's drag racing.
Dude, I swear to God, I want to put out a cable and just decapitate those fucking people who drive by at like 100 miles an hour down our road.
I'm sorry, Zeke Miller, Associated Press.
Thank you, Mr. President. Two questions for you. First, on the NATO summit, President Zelensky, in your meeting with him,
thank you, my good friend in Canada.
To, lift your limitations.
Good friend in Canada. Is this anonymous?
American weapons, saying that in his public remarks afterwards, saying that Ukraine cannot win the war unless those limitations are lifted. Are you reconsidering your position on that? And then, secondly, following up on Felicia's question, there, leaders of your own party have said that they're not worried about.
Thank you for donating, not Mel.
About the next bad night and the bad night after that. How can you reassure the American people that you are up to the task and that there won't be more bad nights at a debate stage or somewhere else?
Oh, my God. First thing about Zelensky asking for the ability to strike deep into Russia. We've allowed Zelensky to use American weapons in the near term.
You want to know something funny? Here's some information y'all don't have. I seriously doubt. Do you know what was delivered to Zelensky's door today through Poland? Anybody know? I'll wait.
An F-15. I don't know.
Holy shit, Liv.
What? Am I right?
You're off. You're off by one numeral.
16?
In F-16s.
Oh my God, I just pulled that out of my ass. I was trying to be facetious.
Dominic Izzo pays good money for that. So F-16s have now been
I can be
released.
right every once in a while.
Yep, SecDef just released that we're giving F-16s to Ukraine. So I enjoy that, folks. Enjoy that money.
He should be attacked. For example, should Zelensky, he's not. If he had the capacity to strike Moscow, strike the Kremlin, would that make sense? It wouldn't. The question is, what's the best use of the weaponry he has, the weaponry we're getting to him? I've gotten a more long-range capacity, as well as defensive capacity. And so our military is where I'm following the advice of my commander-in-chief,
Your commander-in-chief. You're the commander-in-chief, Grandpa. You.
He just said my commander-in-chief.
You're the big kahuna burger buddy.
Rewind that real quick, please.
You're the HMFIC, Holmes. The HMFIC. What the hell? I've been listening to my commander-in-chief, Barack Obama. Thank you, Keon. Oh, my God. Can't handle this fucking guy. Seriously.
Use of the weaponry he has, the weaponry we're getting to him. I've gotten a more long-range capacity, as well as defensive capacity. And so our military is where I'm following the advice of my commander-in-chief, the chief.
Military commanders, joint chiefs. Oh my God! Somebody needs to stick their hand up his ass and treat him like a puppet, please.
That's gonna be. That's gonna be a news clip. My commander-in-chief.
My commander. My country 'tis a V.
Military, as well as the Secretary of Defense and our intelligence people. And we're making a day-to-day basis on what they should and shouldn't go, how far they should go in. That's a logical thing to do. Second question related to
bad nights, sir. How can you reassure the American people that you won't have?
Here we go, folks. Just because I love you. Ukraine will be flying operational F-16s this summer as Kiev seeks. Wow, I guess they're going to finally get that Ghost to Kiev story out. F-16 fighter jets to Kiev. 85 combat aircraft have been committed. 85 F-16s. Let me just tell you what that means. Anybody want to know? Who wants to know? Say it, Liv.
Our taxes just went up like another $50,000 or something.
Well, considering the price of those things, so $25 million a piece times 86. Do the math. Honey, come on.
I don't know. 86.
Times it by 100. 2.5 billion. Now go ahead and subtract.
2.15.
Yeah, 2.5 billion is at 100. So $2.1 billion we've given in. Now, that's not including armaments. That's not including training. That's not air support, radar, electronic countermeasures, all of it.
The cash we've dropped in their laps.
So let me explain something. We just made Ukraine probably the 7th or 8th biggest air force in the world.
Great.
I have told you, mock me. Bookmark me. I said within 10 years, we or an ally will be at war with Ukraine. Mark my fucking words. Put it down. Right there. Give me a break.
Dude, you should put a reminder in 10 years.
I'm not going to be. The way this is going, I'm going to drink myself to death.
Whether they be on a debate stage or it's a matter of foreign policy.
Well, I tell you what. The best way to assure them is the way I assure myself. And that is, am I getting the job done? Am I getting the job done?
No, you're not.
Can you name me somebody who's gotten more major piece of legislation passed in 3.5 years?
Yes.
I created 2,000 jobs just last week. So if
You created 2,000 jobs last week? Wow, that's great, Mr. President. That's 12,000 a month. Wait a second. 8. President, you should be doing 200,000 jobs plus. And the government doesn't fucking create jobs. How many times do I have to tell you this?
So if I slow down, I can't get the job done. That's a sign that I shouldn't.
I can't get the jab done. I can't get the jab done, folks. 4 times isn't enough. I need 5.
That I shouldn't be doing it.
Oh.
But there's no indication of that yet. None.
It's a good thing we've got
who I
yogurt
got here?
for tonight because we're going to need it. Thanks so much, Thomas. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Thomas. God bless, Bubba.
Merrick, Pulaski Radio.
Thank you, Mr. President. How are you?
I'm well.
No, yeah, I'd be like, well, that remains to be
That was
seen,
his
sir.
His best Miss America smile right there.
Look at that smile, dude. He said that shit doesn't work anymore, bro. It doesn't look the Joe Biden winking eyes. It doesn't work. Dude, nobody's buying your shit anymore. You haven't done anything in 48 years. You're not going to do anything in the next 4. This is stick a fork in him.
You know, I just realized the jobs he's creating. It's for the illegals he's letting over the border.
Oh God, this is such 2,000 jobs last week. That ain't shit. That ain't shit. If that's the jobs report numbers, he's gonna get destroyed. Give me a break.
Around the world. You have pretty high standing in Europe. I just asked President Macron about you, and he said we are happy to have him as the president of the United States.
I asked Macron, I said, what do you think of Joe Biden? He said, he's better than a frog. He's a little bit slippery. His skin is loose. He would be amazing with some Chianti and a deep fried ranch butter. And I'd love him like a frog. What? What the fuck are you talking about? Right now, we are in our own revolution. People are uprising. The leftist culture is taking over our country. So we do not have time for Joe Biden. We don't. Like American pig. But do we?
Happy to have him as the president of the United States. But there is a concern. Many people in Poland across
Oh my
Europe,
God, you fucking frog. Spit it out.
the former president may win the election. And there's a lot of concern that
fuck is my chapstick?
Donald Trump
Got any over
may
there?
weaken NATO,
Renegade my deal.
stop supporting Ukraine, or push Ukraine to give up territories to Russia.
They're correct.
And yourself was warning just 2 minutes ago about it. So my question is...
My question is in 17 parts. I want to know what you think of the... Just fuck, dude. Just ask your question.
This is funnier than the video I showed today.
I was wondering, Mr. President, would you like a French tickler?
You know what you need to do?
I don't know.
You need to put the 2 beagles on either side of him.
That's right.
Just make it more entertaining.
Mr. President, I was just wondering, I'd like to pamper your butthole. I was wondering if you are completely down for that.
Ethan's face.
Ethan's like, I'm going to go take a shower. I'm out of here.
Away.
Do you think that Europe will be left on its own if Donald Trump wins the election? And what's your advice to European leaders to prepare for possible U.S. disengagement?
Well, look.
Mr. President, I have a question. French cuisine is simply the best, and I was wondering, could you please take French fries, which were done in Hamburg, off the menu? Because French people were so tired of these. We're so tired of it. It's constantly French fries, American French fries. Sick and tired of it.
He's freaking long-winded. Jeez.
I think, how can I say this without sounding too self-serving?
You can't.
I'm not having any of my European allies come up to me and say, Joe, don't run. What I hear them say is, you've got to win. You can't let this guy come.
You've got to win
one for the Gipper.
Rosebud. Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh.
It'd be a disaster. Be a disaster.
No, it wouldn't. Nobody said that to you. I'll take things that never happened for 400, Alex. Oh, I'm sorry. What's her Blossom? What the fuck's her name? Famke Janssen.
No. Maya Bialik?
Whatever the fuck her name is. Embolism, hydrochloric Botox, whatever her face is.
I mean, I think he said in one of his rallies, don't hold me to this, recently, where NATO, I just learned about NATO or something to that effect.
What?
Foreign policy has never been his strong point. And he seems to have an affinity to people who are authoritarian. That worries, as I tell you from Poland, that worries Europe. That worries Poland. And nobody, including the people of Poland, think that if he wins in Ukraine, he's going to stop in Ukraine, that that's going to be the end of it. And so what I can say is, I think I'm the best qualified person to do the job, to make sure that Ukraine does not fall, that Ukraine succeeds, that the European alliance stays strong. You may recall, no one was talking about Finland joining NATO. I remember talking to Putin right after we got elected in Geneva, and he was talking about what we should do. We couldn't be in Eastern Europe, etc. And I said, "You're looking for..."
Folks, now's a good time. Since all of us are going to lose our money and we're going to go bankrupt and America is going to foreclose on itself because Joe Biden is leading our country, before he gets all of it, you can donate to The Dumb Show. linktapgo.com/The Dumb Show. And it helps keep the lights on, keeps the show moving forward. If you have your family taken care of, your kids taken care of, that summer vacation planned, and you're going to go do all the things you want to do this summer, please consider donating to the Don't Unfriend Me Show, because we are now going to be alcoholics as we dive into the bottle in order to go ahead and drown our sorrow at this freaking conference. This is This is worse than the debates. This is just garbage. linktapgo.com/The Dumb Show. Thank you.
The Finlandization of Ukraine.
Teddy, I can't lower my voice like Biden. I here's the thing. I can do voices till the cows come home. I've never tried to learn Biden and Trump. Never. I've got to. I got Bill Clinton down. I got Bush down. I got Nixon down. I can do them all. I've never tried. And I keep saying I'm going to try. I'm going to do it all my time. Between shuffleboard and flying across the country in my J6. Or is it J6? What's it called? What's the jet? Is it J6? Well, J6 is like January 6th.
Yeah.
So is it J6? It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? My J6, yes. There it is.
NATOization of Finland. And about 4 weeks later, I got a call. No, that's not true. Probably 5 months later, from the president of Finland, could he come and see me? In my office. I invited him to the Oval Office.
Keith Baker, thank you for picking up your shirts. We appreciate it. Helps out tremendously. I am going to put this on the total. We've got to. It's a donation, so why not? Judy's on Rumble posting something real quick.
Judy is on Rumble?
Yeah, she's just at least talking. She's chatting over there, and I think she probably wants to know why the show isn't on.
Because Rumble just completely crashed, so I got out of it.
Okay, all right.
So I'm not even over there anymore.
Got it.
He said he wanted to join NATO. Could I help?
Thank you, Keith.
And I did. It wasn't automatic. And then I got a call from the Swedes.
It's bad.
Thank you.
I beg your pardon? And so Finland joined NATO. 800-mile border is a significant, and they're already.
Oh my God.
By the way, I was able to get 50 other nations, 50 to support Ukraine. 50. And we were able to bring about a coalition of Europe and Asia, Japan and South Korea. I just we talked about AUKUS, and we talked about the relationship between Australia.
Judy, you don't have to pay for Wimkin. Liv, can you help out Judy St. Vincent?
Where is she?
Liv, I don't know.
Okay.
Just find her. She's on Rumble.
Okay,
and help her out, because Wimkin doesn't charge you. You just cancel out of that. Just choose a free account. Somebody Japan, help her, please.
South Korea, the United States.
Thanks, Kim.
We're making the world safer and stronger. because we have to deal with the new arrangement that exists in the world. The Cold War is over. The post-war era is over. What is going to replace it?
Kim, thank you for picking up a shirt. We greatly appreciate it.
And I respectfully suggest I have a pretty good idea what that should be. I've convinced a lot of people to follow it, and we're just going to get stronger. David Sanger. Where is it?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Be nice, David.
Mr. President, the NATO declaration that was issued yesterday was very notable because it described China as a decisive enabler of the war in Ukraine for its provision of critical goods to the Russians. That's part of a broader partnership that seems to have cemented in place in the past 2 or 3 years. I think one that you were a little bit doubtful of when we asked you about it some time ago. So I'd be interested to know whether you have a strategy now of trying to interrupt the partnership between China and Russia, and whether or not in a second term you would pursue that, if you could describe that strategy to us. And along the way, could you also tell us whether you think...
Dude, the press are just fucking with him now. Now they're just fucking with him. Now they're asking 3-parters. They're just purposely trying to get him to stumble. It's fucking embarrassing. It really is.
You also tell us whether you think, just to follow up on Felicia's question, that if you were in a room with Vladimir Putin again, the way you were 3 years ago, or with President Xi, that a few years from now you will be able to go negotiate with them, handle them one-on-one?
Well, the first part of the question is, we discussed and I raised in the NATO summit, and others raised, the future of China's involvement, what they're going to do, what they're doing with Russia in terms of accommodating, facilitating, they're getting access to additional, they're not supplying weapons themselves, they're supplying mechanisms for them to be able to get weapons. And China's position is basically, and I've spent Europe to do it, if you want to invest in China, as you know, companies to come in, because they had access to over 1 billion people in a market, not 1 billion, but a lot of people in the market. And so they were doing it. But that got curtailed
high stakes
when we started. But it is a concern. And I think you'll see being able to help their... I can't swear that everyone agreed because not everyone got to talk about it.
Fast forwarding a little bit. Sorry, folks.
We need a new industrial policy in the West. For example, we talked about...
Kim, we do have the documents of freedom. I've got 1 box left. I ordered your books. They'll be here, so you're going to be good to go. So don't sweat it. It will take... I think you're going to be here tomorrow. I'll box them up. They'll probably go out Monday morning. Maybe Saturday. If we go to Saturday breakfast, we can drop them off, and they'll probably go out Saturday, right, Libby?
They should, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we'll have the documents of freedom out. The shirts will be here by next week.
We talked about how both the EU as well as NATO has to be able to begin to build their own munition capacity, has to be able to generate their own capacity to provide for weapons and the ability to... It came as a surprise to some of us how we had fallen behind in the West in terms of the ability to construct new material, new weaponry, new everything from vehicles to weapon systems.
Today, Junior.
Again, with a number of my colleagues, my European colleagues, is what do we do to increase the capacity of the West, particularly in Europe and Japan, to be able to generate the kind of ability to produce their own weapon systems. Not just for themselves, but to be able to generate that. It's the same, that's what Russia's trying to figure out, that they went to China and they didn't get the weapons, but then they went to North Korea. but we're going to be in a position where the West is going to become the industrial base for it to be able to the ability to have all the defense.
I second Amy's sentiment. We do appreciate everybody watching. Thank you for watching the Dumb Show. We will continue commentary. We will get to our topics tonight. It's just going to have to be a truncated show. I want to listen to the rest of this BS. So here we go.
Provide all access to all the data and information that are not NATO be able to generate, or, I mean, in terms of percentage.
God, he's still answering it.
They've not been very successful with me because they're not sure where this all goes. And look what's happened in Asia. We have from NPR.
Thank you, Mr. President. Asma Khalid with NPR. I have two questions. Earlier, you spoke about the ceasefire plan between Israel and Hamas. We're now looking at 10 months of war, and I'm curious if there's anything that you feel personally you wish you would have done differently over the course of the war. And then secondly, if I may, I wanted to ask you about your presidential campaign. I remember covering your campaign in 2020, and there was a moment where you referred to yourself as a, quote, bridge candidacy, a transition to a younger generation of leaders. I want to understand what changed.
Two things. Let's go back to when you talked about would I have changed anything that's happening with Israel and the Palestinians and the Palestinian movement. The answer is, as you recall, from the very beginning, I went to Israel, but I also got immediate contact with Sisi in Egypt. I met with the King of Jordan. I met with most of the Arab leaders to try to get a consensus going as to what had to be done to deal with getting more aid and food and medicine into the one thing I said to and ballistic missiles. In terms of the economy, our foreign.
Are you thinking that way about?
Is that Ducey?
Bull Scripps.
We're
Or
waiting.
no, Josh Weingrove. I'm sorry.
Why doesn't Ducey get a question?
That's what
Two more
everyone's
questions.
wondering.
Winegrove's not going to go easy on him, though.
Many of your colleagues, Democrats on the Hill, are watching tonight as they assess what they want to say about your candidacy. I'm wondering how you're thinking of this right now. It seems like your answer is clear, but they're watching how things go tonight, tomorrow in Michigan, next week in Texas and Nevada. Are you thinking that way about whether how the next week or two goes would inform you?
Am I using that way, you said?
Are you thinking that way about how the next 2 weeks go? Will that affect your decision, or are you fully determined on running in November as the party's nominee?
I'm determined on running, but I think it's important that I allay fears by let them see me out there. Let me see them out. You know, for the longest time it was, you know, Biden's not prepared to sit with us unscripted. Biden's not prepared to, anyway. And so what I'm doing is, and I've been doing, I think we've done over 20 major events from Wisconsin to North Carolina to, anyway, to.
He sounds like the dad. Goddamn puppuses! He sounds like Christmas Story dad. It's a major award.
Fragile.
Fragile.
Must be Italian.
It could be anything in there. It's a major award. We stood out in the street.
Electric sex in the window.
So the ambient glow of electric sex in the window.
Such a good movie.
In the areas where we think we can.
You started drinking without me? Holy shit.
I
that was full when it came in here.
Yeah, I had Hayden pour me. And I had to tell her, you may not have a glass.
Hayden! Darren, she took a sip.
I told her she could take a sip. One sip.
Come here.
She's got her headphones in or she's downstairs reading.
She'll hear me. See?
Yep, there she comes.
I know. She knows. Dad calls.
Oh, she puts her sweatshirt on in case she has to be online.
Breathe in my face.
She said I could take a sip.
I
Show
said
him the text.
I did. Small sip.
You took a chug.
No, I didn't.
That's what I was afraid of.
No, I didn't.
Did you drink some?
Yes, he did.
You took a sip.
Yes,
Listen, you little alcoholics.
Yes, he did.
That's unacceptable.
He took a sip. I took a sip, and he saw me, and he walked me all the way to the room because he thought I was going to take more.
Let me make sure I got this right.
The entire time.
She's drinking. You're drinking. You're drinking. I'm the only one without a drink.
Go get him a shot glass. He
No,
needs
I
a
don't want
drink.
to get the fuck fudge. Get out of here.
You have like a bottle, like 7 bottles of alcohol.
It's actually like a beer.
Our way.
I'll take a beer.
Already there. And then look, the other thing is, we have the most extensive campaign organization.
My kids.
Of anybody's had.
Can't believe my wife's supporting having him be a lush.
We have well over 1,000 volunteers.
In Germany, they put beer
knocking on doors.
Well, exactly. I was drinking wine. I had a Lowenbrow at like 6 with my dad. Who cares?
We let Hayden have a sip of Matt's beer at dinner when
Who
she was like
cares?
17 months old, and she liked it.
Yeah, I don't.
Ethan, he was like,
Well,
he
that's
don't like
right.
it.
Drinking happens all the time. Poor Hayden and Ethan. What do you mean, poor Hayden and Ethan? They're fine. We're joking around with them.
1,000 volunteers knocking on doors, making phone calls, making tens of thousands of phone calls. We have headquarters. I forget exactly how many. I want to.
Do you have the cans?
Cite a number and then find out I'm off.
Don't shake it.
We have scores of headquarters.
I'll take that.
Yeah, we turned that fridge off. It's going to be one.
No, I moved them.
Oh.
We're organized. We're moving.
Just leave that there.
That's awful hard to replace in the near term. And so, and here's the other thing. I was in the Senate a long time.
It's always going to be a good
Very
show
proud
when you
of
guys
what I've
start
done in the
drinking.
I was chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee for a long time, and I was chairman or ranking member and chairman of the Judiciary Committee. I'm going to be going down to the Johnson Library. Anyway, I'm going to be going around
drink.
making the case of the
What are we
things that I
doing?
think we have to finish.
Anyway.
And how we can't afford to lose what we've done or backslide on civil rights, civil liberties, women's rights. There's that little button we have.
Is he trying to find the button?
What? The little button? What?
Jill-
What is he talking? The
Jill
little
and
button
I-
they have? What?
Jill and I are always trying to find the button.
That's all. And I'm not being critical, just observing. The bulk of the press, what the hell is he talking about that for? Democracy. You did. Democracy is not an issue. Democracy is not an issue. Except the polling data showed 60% of the people knew I was right, thought I was right.
What?
I'm not asking you a question. You don't have to answer, obviously. But do you think our democracy is under siege based on this court? Do you think democracy is under siege based on Project 2025? Do you think he means what he says when he says he's going to do away with the civil service, eliminate the Department of Education, make sure? I mean, we've never been here before. And that's the other reason why I didn't, you say, hand off to another generation. I've got to finish this job. I've got to finish this job.
By finish this job means finish this country off.
Finish this job.
Finish this job like I find Jill's button.
Finish this job.
I wipe off the dust and the cobwebs, and there it is, Jill's button.
I gotta job this. Anyway, whatever. Oh.
That was pretty good, actually. That was good.
Because there's so much at stake.
Are you drunk?
No.
You
I've had like 6 drinks.
You seem tipsy. No, if you're tipsy, that means it's gonna be fun in bed tonight.
We've had some discussions over the past few days with your press secretary about
Well, that's a long time over, honey. Just saying.
the question of health exams. And you said you take a cognitive test every day in this job. Are you open to taking another physical or test before the election? Governor Whitmer of Michigan, for instance, said it wouldn't hurt to take a test.
Well, look, 2 things. 1, I've taken 3 significant and intense neurological exams by the neurologist.
What? When did this happen? Release the files. Release the files. Release the files.
Did that person just say you take a cognitive test every day? It is, what is it? 2 flashcards. One's got a blue circle on it, and one's got a red square.
This is
Pick
really
the blue circle, Mr. President.
It's really important. This is really important because he's actually saying that he has test results from a neurological test. I want to see them. By the way, folks, tonight huge success. We've sold 12 shirts so far.
Oh, nice.
Which is great. The Got God shirt is 15% off tonight. So if you have not had a chance to stop by, go take a look. This is the Got God shirt. It's the one I'm wearing. 15% off. This is an idea from a viewer to have the shirt of the show, since I wear a shirt every show from our store, and there's a lot of them. We have till 9 p.m. Eastern. You still have about 23 minutes to get 15% off. God 15. Don't just pick up one shirt. Pick up a couple. Pick up 3. Pick up 4. And if you join the dumbclub.com, you get 10%. If you join the bronze, you get 15% at silver and 20% off all the time on everything if you're a gold member. And who doesn't want a gold member? Joe Biden.
Austin Powers.
Joe Biden. Dun, dun,
I don't have one anymore. It doesn't work again.
Oh, my God.
In each case, as recent as February. And they say I'm in good shape. Okay?
No.
Although I do have a little...
Not okay. Release it.
No,
Release
you're not in good shape. Dude.
I want to
You're not
see.
in good
I want to
shape.
see the records. I want to see the records.
You know what?
That-
They
and
need
here's
to do
the
a
thing.
cognitive test on public TV. They need to do it on TV.
No,
so
they
people
don't.
Can see it.
No, they don't. Judicial Watch will now use the Freedom of Information Act to get those records. They done fucked up. And if he's caught in this
You
lie,
done fucked up, AA Ron.
if he has not done these cognitive tests, he'll be eaten alive over this. Because no, let's listen to this again because we're joking a lot, but this one's important.
Dems by a neurologist. In each case, as recent as February. And they say I'm in good shape. Okay? Although I do have...
How much is my shipping, Thomas? My shipping's usually anywhere from $4 to $6 a shirt. But if you buy 3 shirts, it's my shipping's not expensive on shirts. It's when the documents of freedom, because that's coming out of my house. And you know, that's $1.50. They're expensive. But my shipping's fairly reasonable compared to most people. So what do you mean? Help me understand. Thanks, buddy.
Broke my foot and didn't wear the boot.
Yeah, Angela, Angela Beals. Here's the answer to your question. She goes, are they true to size? For men, yes. For women, I'm going to put this delicately. If you're built like my wife, they're built to size. If you're built like Amy on this show, you want to go a size up. So if you got big boobs, do a size up. Okay.
I'm a medium, and the mediums fit me perfect.
Yeah. So if you're normal C cup and below, regular size is fine. If you start moving in the C and the D and the FG, and first of all, I want photos. And I'm just kidding. Go a size up. Okay. Cool. Great.
Broke my foot and didn't wear the boot. But,
my friend didn't wear the boot.
But I'm...
Oh, Thomas, Canada. Oh, yeah, Canada's expensive. You're absolutely right. Canada is horribly expensive on the coffee. But see, coffee, books, those are not done through my distributor. But T-shirts, hats, stuff like that, check. Because they usually have really good shipping rates for the company that I use. They're very, very reasonable. So give it a look and let me know. And then maybe we can work something out. Maybe you always help out the show tremendously. And if I got to help you out with shipping, I'll be more than happy, Thomas. Thanks, brother.
I'm good. I'm tested every single day about my neurological capacity to do decisions I make every day. You talk to my staff, all of you talk to my staff. Sometimes my staff talks a lot. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think you have them telling you that all the major ideas we've undertaken haven't been in part initiated by me. I remember when the staff, I said, I'm going to go to South Korea. We're going to get the chip. What are you doing? I'm going to get Japan and Korea back together again after essentially having hostilities toward one another since the end of World War II. I'm going to move and see that we can expand,
Yeah, Uncle Bosie's
neurological
cannibalism.
exam again.
Yeah.
I'll do
You
it.
know what KJP's doing
No
right
one's
now? She's
suggesting
just
that to me
going,
now.
fuck.
Yeah.
I have to go. I have to answer questions about this tomorrow.
KJB is looking up between, she's like,
God,
and
no.
she's like, yes, I can't believe I got to go to work tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Motorboat.
Support for Ukraine. Does that mean you have not closed the door on further considering lifting restrictions for U.S.-made weapons inside Russia? And if I may, your convention is coming up where your delegates are pledged to make you the official nominee If they have second thoughts, are they free to vote their conscience?
Oh.
Obviously, they're free to do whatever they want, but I get overwhelming support. Overwhelming support.
Well,
I won. I forget how many.
You just opened up a contested election. You just gave every single delegate the authorization to vote for somebody else.
Okay.
Okay.
I missed that. I missed that one.
When it goes to DNC, the reason why they have these conferences is the DNC will bring all the delegates.
Okay.
And the delegates will represent the vote of the people. So each state has a certain amount of delegates. You remember this, like Donald Trump won 126 and, Nikki Haley won 17. So those delegates equate to, along with super delegates, which is really confusing, but the Democrats are always fucking confusing, 3,000 some odd delegates. They will be there at the convention and they will cast their vote, and you will hear each state. You'll see the pylons and it will say Tennessee, Virginia, California.
That.
Okay, great. And the people sitting underneath there will be a amalgamation of delegates. Not all the delegates, but it sometimes it is, because really it's not that many delegates per state. I think a couple hundred possibly for California. I can't remember the delegate count, but the point is that you add them all together and they equal 3,000 people. But that's what the floor is. And those are the delegate captains. And then the delegate captains come up and go, the great state of Tennessee cast their vote for Joseph R. Biden for president. Yeehaw! And then all the delegates go into what they're saying is that if, let's say it's 40 delegates and 20 of them say Joe Biden and the other 20 say Kamala Harris, now you have a contested state. And if enough states contest, you have a contested election. And if you have a contested election, you will have a vote on the floor, and people will be able to put their names in for who will be the DNC elected representative for the 2024 presidential election. This happened in the West Wing. Don't you remember when it was contested, when the two guys were going against each other, and then they wound up, making Bartlett's chief of staff the vice president and split it? And remember that? This happened in 1976 with Ronald Reagan when he was governor. And he came on and he contested the election. And they said to him, listen, you will be the 1980 Democrat candidate or Republican candidate, guaranteed. Just put your backing behind. And there we are. So he just gave them permission to, and they can anyway.
That part. I want to hear what he
they
said.
They can anyway change their vote, but now you just essentially told them to. This is stupid. It is just stupid.
Your delegates are pledged to make you the official nominee. If they have second thoughts, are they free to vote their conscience?
Obviously, they're free to do whatever they want, but I get overwhelming support. Overwhelming support.
It doesn't need to be a 50-50 split for contested election. Only a certain amount of states need to contest. So we'll have to look at that. But I believe it's 25% to do an actual, what it'd be similar to a vote of no confidence. It's not a lot. Well, it is 1/4. But that would be like California, New York, and like one or two other states, and you're there. And then if you do the super delegates, what are actually weighted higher than the regular delegates, dude, you guys, I'll just do a show on it tomorrow. We'll make this easy. I'll do a show on super delegates and delegates so you guys understand it, and I'll walk you through the whole thing. I'm too tired to do it right now.
I forget how many votes I won in the primary. Overwhelming. And so tomorrow, if all of a sudden I show up at the convention... How many votes you got in the
primary? Because if I'm not mistaken, not many people ran against you.
Yeah, Christine says, I thought the only way the president candidate could be removed from the ballot if they died prior to Election Day. No. If those delegates don't vote for Joe Biden and change their vote, and there is a push inside the states to replace Joe Biden, and they vote their conscience, they can replace him on the floor. That's not the way it works. The delegates are the elected representatives from the states. They are the people who ultimately are placeholders for the constituents, and they are empowered to demonstrate the election results from the primary. However, It's just like the presidential election with the state electors. If those people don't vote for Joe Biden, he's not nominated. They will hold a roll call count for each state to chime in. So this could be a contested election. A contested convention, not election. I'm sorry. I'm tired. What?
Does each state have
the same amount of electorals
and Democratic
Yes,
delegates?
Yes, the RNC will have their delegates represented. They're much less than the Democrats. Democrats have more delegates assigned because of super delegates, and then if you win a certain amount of states, you get super duper delegates. Republicans are a little simple on their convention. Each state is weighted based upon the population and the overall vote count. And Nikki Haley said, take my delegates and give them to Trump. So understand is that when they count those votes, they will say 79 for Donald Trump and 21 for Nikki Haley, the great state, blah 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 blah, and then they'll call off who they're voting for. But Nikki Haley has said the opposite of what Biden just said. He said, please give my delegate votes to Donald Trump. So there is no contestation of the convention. Joe Biden just said they're free to vote their conscience. What I would have said is, well, they're mandated by the state to represent what the constituents want, and the people of those states unanimously voted for me for president. Of course, they could always change their mind. The question would be why, considering that I am the de facto Democrat nominee and incumbent president. That's the fucking answer. Instead,
says we want somebody else. That's the democratic process. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. They vote for someone else?
Sure. Look, I'll end this with this. I served in the Senate a long time. I understand the impetus of candidates running for local office.
Impetus.
And whether they think the topic can help them or not. In my state of Delaware, which was a very, at least it was a red state when I started, in terms of we now talk red and blue.
No, it wasn't. Oh, God.
I don't recall most of the Democratic presidents winning my state when I was a candidate. The truth of the matter is I understand the self-interest of a candidate. If they think that, running with Biden at the top is going to hurt them, then they're going to run away. I get it. But so far, go and look at the polling data in their states. Look at the in-depth, and by the way, I think you'd all acknowledge, and you're all experts. I'm not being solicitous about the president. You're experts on this stuff. How accurate does anybody think the polls are these days? I can give you a series of polls where you have likely vote.
Okay. Just so I give everyone an understanding, there are an estimated 4,672 delegates for the Democratic Party. 3,933 are pledged delegates, and 739 are automatic delegates. Delegates are automatic are ones that cannot change their vote. Pledged are I will pledge to vote for the Democrat nominee. Those are super delegates. And what they did is that the Democrats put the super delegates in place so they could fuck over Bernie and give Hillary Clinton 739 to put her over the top. And that's how they fucked over Bernie Sanders. So the Democrats changed the rules. That's what they do. Okay? To win the Democratic nomination, a presidential candidate needs 1,968 pledged delegates. So once again, out of 4,672, 739 are already guaranteed to Joe Biden. 3,933 need to be divided by essentially half. So almost 50% needs to be won of those pledged delegates. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So now those 739 are guaranteed. So really only 1,300 need to be, 1,200 need to be achieved. But if those states decide to hold votes, you're talking about a huge issue. Now, you can go in each state and break it down, and I'll do that tomorrow. But like if we're going to go into California, California has 500 delegates, 498. Right there, you need 1,300. Someone takes California and California swaps and says, no, Joe Biden. And all the Hollywood celebrities come in, and then everybody comes in, and Kamala makes a push. And they get California to flip. Joe Biden's not going to win. Not win. He's not going to be announced as the Democrat nominee. That's just California. Okay.
Now
New York
Hollywood's
is
against him now.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Sorry. New York is 305. You have 805 right there. If either of those flip, Joe Biden's toast. But the thing is, honey, hold on, please. But the important thing is that you got to remember, Texas has delegates. Florida has delegates. There are red states that also have delegates that Joe Biden will need. Do you understand?
yes.
Okay. All right, Liv, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I think if anything, California, you got the Hollywood influence right now that doesn't want Joe Biden anymore.
Well, right. That's why California can go.
But I don't think New York will flip.
It's all it's going to take is the people of New York. Mayor Brown has no loyalty to Biden because he dumped illegal immigrants in his state.
That's true.
You guys got to understand, if Kamala Harris is a guarantee and the DNC says we're going with Kamala, every single state will fucking flip and torpedo Joe Biden. You just don't understand how the Democrats work, guys. You don't remember 2016, obviously, and you certainly don't remember 2020 when they fucked Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders again, who were leading in 5 states in the primary. Then all of a sudden, Joe Biden picks Kamala and wins South Carolina, and he's off to the fucking races. The DNC has a fail-safe. The Democratic National Convention uses those 798 to guarantee which nominee they want. Don't y'all understand? Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Versus Trump, where I win all the time.
Yes, they could pull a Bernie on Joe. They give him the 739 guaranteed delegates. They flip that right there, and then they give him California. It's over. Joe Biden doesn't win the primary. Right there. You guys, a contested convention happens. It happened with Trump. Don't you remember Ted Cruz wouldn't endorse Trump, and he came in second?
Yep.
And finally he said, I support Donald Trump, and walked off the stage, didn't shake his hand, didn't put his hand up, anything. You guys, contested elections, God darn it, contested conventions happen all the time. Those floors are contentious. Like, I want to get on that floor now. I want to get Jason to get me tickets because I want to go. But this has the potential. I mean, the RNC is going to be just fun, but I would kill to go to the DNC convention and watch this because it's literally like a stock market. People are changing hands and trading ponies, and they're trying to convince people and whip them into shape. It's like little majority whips trying to whip the vote. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Carrie says, I would think Kamala would be easy to defeat. Don't ever underestimate a black woman in America with Democrats. Look what they did with Obama. Record turnout. Record turnout. 2012, 2008, Obama had record turnout until Trump and Biden and Trump and Clinton. Don't sell yourself short on Kamala running and getting support. There's a lot of white guilt out there. Hakeem Jeffries has her VP and Kamala Harris on a ticket. That looks pretty sexy. They don't care about how dumb she is. They voted for Biden. They only care that Trump gets beat. Think.
Likely voters vote, he wins sometimes. So bottom line is all the polling data right now, which I think is premature because the campaign really hasn't even started. I mean, it hadn't started in earnest yet. Most of the time, it doesn't start till after September, after Labor Day. So a lot can happen. But I think I'm the best I believe I'm the best qualified to govern.
Okay.
And
okay, sorry. People have a lot of questions. If he doesn't run and they come up with 2 others like Whitmer or somebody with Kamala, do you think Trump can win? Okay. Kamala has to be on the ticket. If Kamala's not on the ticket, they throw away $182 million right now. These are the videos I was going to show you tonight, which we're obviously going to struggle to get to. I may have to do this on tomorrow night's show. We're going to take tomorrow night's show and redo it because there's a lot of good information in there. There's a ton. Okay. But Kamala Harris, the reason why is the fundraising is she's on the campaign. They need Kamala on that ticket because they will win that in court. because the primaries, she was attached to, it was Biden and Harris. Okay. So if you stick Jeffries or Whitmer or all that cash reserve is gone, cannot be used for those people. You understand?
What if they keep Kamala as VP?
Doesn't work.
Okay.
She would have to take she would have to take the presidential ticket.
Got it.
It's very specific. Even if she runs as VP, it doesn't work that way.
Got it. Okay.
Because she would be top of the ticket. People voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Something happens to Joe Biden, Kamala Harris steps up as president. That's the way it works constitutionally. That's the way it would work in Federal Election Commission. It would be taken to court, and they most assuredly would win. That money would go to Kamala. If she's on the ticket as a VP, they lose it all.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm the best qualified to govern. And I think I'm the best qualified to win. But there are other people who could beat Trump too. But it's awful start from scratch. And
oh, dude, you are tanking your fucking presidency, dude. You're giving everyone who's listening, you're telling them it's okay. There's other people who can beat Trump. The delegates don't have to vote for you. You're giving them
him an in. He's giving somebody an in.
Yeah, he's giving somebody else an in.
We're not doing bad.
I bet this is on
we got about
purpose.
Tina, I answered the question on Project 2025 and Trump on the Damani Felder show. Go watch it. It's all on Facebook. I already answered everything about 2025. I'm sorry, kiddo. I'm already out of time tonight, so I'm trying to put it all together.
We're doing well. So, with that, you have any want to follow up on any of that? You just asked me.
Yes. You earlier explained confidence in your vice president.
Yes.
If your team came back and showed you data that she would fare better against former President Donald Trump, would you reconsider your decision to stay in the race?
No, unless they came back and said, there's no way you can win. Me. No one's saying that. No one polls
God, it's so creepy.
God, dude, it's so fucking weird, bro. Every time you say it, it's like
I wonder if he's imagining sniffing her hair. While
it's
he's
boner
doing it.
killer. I'll tell you that much. I mean, I'm excited for after the show. I mean, I'm getting to that point, and dude, you're killing my boner. It's like the anti-blue pill. Seriously, you need to stop.
Mr. President,
This ends tonight's press conference. Thanks, everybody. This concludes.
Respectfully, earlier you misspoke in your opening answer. You referred to Vice President Harris as Vice President Trump. Right now, Donald Trump is using that to mock your age and your memory. How do you combat that criticism from tonight?
Listen to him.
This concludes tonight's press conference. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everyone.
Wow.
Listen to him?
That was the most, like, literally, I feel like I've just given birth to a rhinoceros sideways. This guy, I don't want to tell you. Like, there's nothing else I can tell you that I haven't told you. And
I'm so confused.
He's saying, "Do you want to talk about me? Listen to Trump. Listen to how bad Trump is." That's what he's saying. He didn't do Peter Doocy. Peter Doocy was there with a microphone, and he skipped and passed over him.
Yep, of course he did.
All the questions were canned. That was brutal. That was brutal. It was just brutal. He needs to. If he drops out, you guys have to understand something. The American public will not see Joe Biden dropping out as Kamala Harris is a better choice and Joe Biden just can't do it anymore. They will see it drop out as an admission to failed Democrat policy. Do you understand that they need to change course? They're not going to be able to explain the last 3.5 years to these people because nobody's fucking watching. People do not get involved. The majority of people do not get involved until the first debate. That's about 30% of America. The other 60% that are eligible voters get in around October, September late. And they watch for 2.5 to 3 months. That's most people. So to sit here and assume that they can go ahead and digest and process all of this shit for the last 3.5 years in just a couple months, they're not into it. So they're going to just see it as Joe Biden is quitting and go, what the fuck? What happened? Joe Biden's out? Well, go figure. Look where inflation's at. Look at our border. Look at Israel. Look at the geopolitical situation. So who do I think Kamala Harris picks as a VP? Hakeem Jeffries. 2 black people on a ticket? Fucking forget about it. Do you know what that would do for the African-American community, the Hispanic community, every liberal? An all-black ticket. It would be transformational for our country. And I'm not opposed to it. I'm certainly not opposed to it. Not at all. Just not Kamala Harris and Hakeem Jeffries. I have no problem with an all-black ticket. I don't have a problem with an all-women ticket. I don't have a problem with a Jew ticket. I don't have a problem with a Mexican ticket. It depends on who's there. And Hakeem Jeffries and Kamala Harris will be the most progressive government we've ever seen. We will double the budget and we will double the deficit in that 4 years. We'll be $60 trillion in debt. No. Tonight were trying to find a way to put Biden back on stage. If it was coming down to what happened tonight, Biden will not be the nominee.
Do we want to take bets on how much of a meltdown the Democratic Party is going to have tomorrow after that? Because this was supposed to be his coming out party per se to get the confidence back in him after the debate. I don't think he did that. I think he made himself look a lot worse.
Right. It was bad. So I'll be honest with you. The debate looked halfway decent compared to that shit. That was the most nonsensical press conference I've ever seen. America is confused and nobody feels better. There's not one person on the planet except the Twitter blue check marks, except the blue anon fuckers.
Maybe China.
No, Harris Assange. Harris. No, China doesn't want instability in the United States. They own trillions of dollars of our debt. China wants us to succeed economically because it's good for China. China brings in energy from the United States. China exports, and its GNP is based upon the United States. China doesn't want to see. I don't know why everyone thinks China wants to go to war with the United States. China doesn't want to go to war with the United States. China wants to run the world economically. And they are building up a military to do so, knowing that to take away the Cold War option from the United States, to do what they did to Russia. So China is investing a massive amount of money. This is hitting them in their industry. It's hitting them in their infrastructure. It's hitting them in their energy. China's taking that risk that they have the capital to go ahead and maintain a military buildup to rival the United States. So the United States has to deal with them on an economic level. Folks, China doesn't want to go to war with the United States. I don't know why everyone keeps saying this shit. China has never invaded anyone. China doesn't do that. China wants to run the world through the dollar, through its money, not the American dollar. The fuck is it over there?
It's not the yen.
No, yen is Japan.
I don't know.
What the fuck is the money? Look it up.
Look it up.
How do I not know this? I've been over there. Fucking.
You're gonna find it before I do. I don't even know why I try. You gotta put Thomas's ticket or his comment. His comment.
Hold on a second.
His last comment up.
The yuan? The yuan. Y-U-A-N. See, it was the CNY. The CNY or the renminbi, the RMB. They've changed the name. See, because they've got the yen, the yuan, and the renminbi. It's two different currencies. Yeah, because the yen is Japan. Okay, so it comes down simply. It's just hold on to your hats and watch the Donut Friendly show, because this is gonna be fucking crazy. There is gonna be a shit. If you guys do not watch this show, you're gonna miss out, because We cover all this stuff. Now, I got to get to a couple things. I don't want the show to go too late, but I think we did well covering. Do you guys want me to cover this stuff tonight, or do you just want me to cover it tomorrow? Since we covered, is it the yuan? Yeah, yuan. Thank you. It's YUAN.
Yawn?
No, yuan.
Oh.
Here. Me, a French guy. We are going to go ahead and pronounce the word yuan. Yuan.
As yuan. Yuan. It'll be easy to
You did that perfect.
Yeah. See, I'm
That
pretty good
was
at this.
great.
So yuan, yeah. And like I said, I just couldn't remember. And then the renminbi is, yeah, the yuan, the CNY and the renminbi. That's correct. Yeah, China is looking for an economic war. Absolutely. And they're taking away the Cold War event by ramping up their military, expanding their bases. So it would become down to an industry and economic and trade war with the United States, which China can't win either. But let's just move on from that conversation. Folks, if you have not had a chance to follow the Don't Inform Me show, please do. Did anyone say, can we do this tomorrow or tonight? Which one?
I haven't seen, but I say mañana because we know it's going to turn into an extra hour show if we try to cover anything else.
It won't turn into an hour. So cover this all tomorrow. Some people tomorrow is fine. Tonight, okay. Fresh questions and might have more content. I agree because tomorrow's going to be good. Let me just tell you what we're going to cover tomorrow, so you guys understand. And there will be fresh content. And I got to break this video down. I got a lot to do tomorrow. I've been busy boy, busy bee. Joe Biden makes busy me. So tomorrow I want to cover his slip up with Ukraine and calling Zelensky Putin. I obviously want to talk about Trump. Him calling Kamala Trump. Fuck. Jen Psaki is pushing Kamala. All the women media. There's a video of Trump and Heritage Foundation where people say, all the Democrats are saying that he supported Project 2025. It's not. It's a lie. He doesn't even mention 2025. He's supporting the Heritage Foundation. And because by osmosis, the Heritage Foundation, blah, 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 therefore, he supports Project 2025. That's not the case. I also want to cover Hakeem Jeffries, talk about extreme Republicans. I want to talk about the Vote Act. It's important, and how Democrats did not stand by. And most importantly, I want to listen to Ben Shapiro and Swalwell, how Ben Shapiro just literally laid waste to Jerry Swalwell. We got to do it tomorrow. There's too much. There's too much. Tomorrow's going to be a great fucking show. You better be on. Be on Friday.
Yes.
And we're going to have Libra here and myself, and I'll see if I can get somebody else to come on. But tomorrow's going to be
Amy's going to be here.
Oh, well, it's going to be a great show. So folks, do me a favor. If you have not had a chance, I can't thank you guys enough for catching us up on donations. That really means a lot of those were shirts, and it's not quite the same thing, but it doesn't matter. It helps. You guys did great. You helped us out. I guarantee a couple $100 was shirts, but you guys are being great. Thank you so much for helping with donations. We appreciate it. We got to keep continuing. We got to get to this number. It's our survivability meter, and we're going to keep it right here. And you can keep helping out if you can. If you can't, don't feel pressure. That's not what we're doing. We're just saying, if you have the ability to help out, please do. Keeps the show free, and we get to focus on the things that are most important by bringing you great quality content, having a great conversation, and having a good time. Thanks so much for watching the Don't Inform Me show. Liv.
I got to read Thomas Austin's comment. It was freaking funny. If it was an all Mexican ticket, at least the lawns would be done and the construction completed quickly.
So good. So good. So good.
Best comment of the night.
Traffic,
oh my gosh.
traffic would go down too in Washington, D.C.
Jeez.
So, all right, linkedupgo.com/thedumbshow. Go over to thedumbshow.com, pick up yourself a hat, shirt, coffee, whatever.
If you haven't been to Wimkin, go over and get an account on Wimkin.
We got to do the Wimkin commercial.
Yes,
Here it is. You got to watch it. It's funny. It's a great commercial. It's 1 minute. Don't leave. Watch this 1 minute. It's Wimkin. Great social media platform. 9 million followers. Jason Shepard.
Roseanne Barr just followed me.
Rose us.
Us. Well, she followed me as a friend. I don't know personally, my account, but I'm sure she followed you first.
Us?
Yes, us.
Us. Thank you. And Amy and everyone else who followed. So, yes, Roseanne Barr, I'm going to try to get her on. Trust me, I want to have her be a staple on the show. I'm going to talk to Jason, do whatever it takes. I would love to have her on. She is just the crazy that we need on this show to help balance us out. So, crazy in a good way. Crazy like a fox. Wimkin commercial. Don't leave. It's funny. Watch.
Are you tired of being constantly banned off of every social media platform for saying facts only to be proven right 6 months later after you already had to create a new account? Tired of Fuckerberg robot AI-looking bit?
James, I will not sell more. I put pockets on t-shirts. I didn't sell one.
Constantly putting you in Facebook jail? Or maybe a geriatric old bastard who shits his pants in front of the Pope became the resident-in-chief because his crack addict, traitorous son had complete media silence about traitorous actions. And
James, if you want pockets on my t-shirts, that's fine. Just tell me what shirt you want and I'll get you one. But like I said, I put them on when I first had them and none of them sold.
Backdoor deals with the big guy. And those bastards ban you for sharing the story. If you said yes to 2 of the 3 above, you don't need to circle back like a failed White House spokesperson who has 2 alcoholic drinks for a name. Up in Wimkin, we think it's fair not to sell your data to China. Even though their president is super inclusive and named Xi, we kind of have a problem with the whole harvesting organs, slave labor, and communism. We also don't compromise you or get your kids to do stupid and dangerous trends. So you don't have to find out secondhand your kid Johnny is an idiot. Look no further than Wimkin. Made and housed in the USA, Wimkin offers all the features of Facebook and more, with complete data privacy and safe for your whole family. Download us on your app store today and join the community of users who value privacy and safety. Wimkin.
Good night, everybody. God bless.
Good night, y'all.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.